So that's her right there. Monique Myers. Myers. You say tomato, I say tomato. Right? That loyalty ended when Jackson ordered Mrs. Myers to participate in illegal conduct. In January 2019, Jackson directed Miss Myers to place property in her own name for Walter's mother, even though Jackson was funding and controlling the transaction. The purpose was obvious: keep Jackson's name off the asset, avoid another paper trail connecting him to Walters, whom Jackson had just wired 168,000 to in December 2018, and concealed the transaction during Jackson's bankruptcy reporting out obligations. Ms. Mayers refused. Jackson then escalated on February 25th, 2019. Jackson, through attorney Steve Sava, directed Ms. Mayers to file a police report falsely claiming that Walters had stolen 50's SUV. Walters is Monster, 50's bodyguard. I'm sure y'all seen him plenty of times running around with 50. Um, Let me see if I got a picture of him. Yeah, that's him right here. I'm show y'all a picture of him so you know who it is. Because if you're a big 50 fan, you know him when you see him. That's Monster behind 50 right there. He was with 50 for a long time. Um, so Miss Myers refused. Walters had permission to drive the vehicle. Following that report would have required Miss Myers to falsely accuse Monster of a crime. Salva then called back with Jackson and private investigator Tom Rafferty on the line. Only then did the story change. Now, all three men claim Walters had stolen approximately 600,000 and pressured Miss Mayers to report the vehicle stolen because the money was supposedly connected to it. Miss Mayers Miss Myers responded by first immediately raising Jackson's bankruptcy exposure, reminding the men that Jackson would need documentation showing the source of the 600,000 before making any report to law enforcement or the bankruptcy court. She then refused again. Ms. Myers would not frame Walters or Monster by filing a false report or risk her own liberty to protect in, uh, Jackson's secret. Jackson and Salva then instructed Mrs. Meyer to terminate Monster without disclosing that Jackson was secretly listening on the call. Ms. Myers refused to participate in that deception too. She's like, you ain't gonna get that nigga to kill me. Shortly thereafter, on March 27, 2019, Jackson terminated her without cause and without severance. Jackson first attacks Miss Myers' reputation. After Jackson terminated Mrs. Myers, he did not simply walk away. He moved to destroy her credibility, reputation, and future earning power. Jackson weaponized his attorneys to shut down a Forbes profile of Mrs. Myers, career by leveling knowingly false accusations of embezzlement. The purpose was plain kill a positive public profile, poison her name in the entertainment industry, and make future employees afraid to hire her. That's what all these industry niggas do. Not saying that 50's guilty of it, but that's what we call blackballing. The results was devastating. Despite 12 years of senior operational experience, Ms. Mayers has been effectively blocked from obtaining employment with her experience. The harassing calls and texts begin. After attacking Ms. Mayer's reputation, Jackson intimidation campaign moved to her phone. From January 2020 through March 2026, Mrs. Mayers documented more than 83 incidents of harassment involving at least 25 unique phone numbers from California, Texas, Georgia, New York, and one instance, Tarzana. Because Jackson invaded her privacy recklessly, distributing her number, strangers called and text at all hours asking for Curtis, 50 Cent, James Jackson the third, and fifth. The calls were not random. They were designed to make Ms. Myers feel watched, exposed, and reachable by anyone in Jackson's orbit or random people he came in contact with. Direct evidence later confirmed Jackson's role. On September 1st, 2023, Victoria sent a text Ms. Myers and confirmed that 50 gave him her number in passing in San Diego at the park to get tickets to 50's show. When Mrs. Myers called another number back, two men told her 50 Cent owed them 100K for some girls and explained 50 had called them for from Ms. Myers' number a year ago. These confirmations were not speculation. They were direct evidence that Jackson personally distributed Mrs. Myers' phone number. Jackson's intimidation escalates around sworn testimony. The harassment, the harassment escalated when Miss Myers became a witness in proceedings involving Jackson and Sayer Sports. Sayer Spirits. Sayer, that's his son name. In 2021, Jackson provided Miss Mayer's name to the FBI as a former employee and potential background witness in a connection with some criminal investigations involving Mitchell Green. In 2024, days before Miss Mayers was scheduled to give sworn testimony under subpoena in the civil Sayer Spirits fraud case, Jackson learned that Miss Mayers had only had not only spoken with the FBI again because Jackson had identified her as a former employee in 2021, but the U.S. Attorney